Trustee Garvey.
Here.
Trustee Zalick.
Here.
Trustee Gieser.
Here.
Trustee Fruzzoloni. Here. Trustee McCarthy.
Here.
Mayor Severino.
Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we start, I'd like to just take a minute of your time just to pray for all the people that have died over this last weekend. Crazy things are happening, maybe a prayer to try and stop future things from happening. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of our May 2nd, 2022 Village Board meetings?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee McCarthy, seconded by Trustee Fruzzoloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Abstain.
Trustee Fruzzoloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Under listening posts, we have resolution number 3248, commending Donna Harkle for 25 years of service with the Village of Carroll Stream, and Trustee McCarthy will read that.
Whereas Donna Halco joined the Department of Engineering Services as Administrative Secretary on May 19, 1997. And whereas Donna Halco has overseen several very important functions of the department, including the tracking and management of development, security, and fee deposits, overweight, oversized vehicle permitting, document management systems, and whereas Donna Halco developed and implemented the Secretarial Inspector Cross-Training Program, where secretaries are trained on inspector duties and projects, enabling them to answer numerous technical engineering and construction questions. Whereas Donna Halco worked diligently with the police department to create an efficient, easy, online overweight, oversized vehicle permitting system. And whereas Donna Halco's efforts greatly increased participation in the annual ponds and stream sweep from a low of 25 volunteers in 2010 to over 100 3 years later, resulting in a letter of commendation in 2012. And whereas Donna Halco has volunteered for several community events, including the pond and stream sweep, town center concerts, and the Summer in the Center. And whereas Donna Halco has served for the village for 25 years of public service with the Department of Engineering Services. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Carroll Stream, on behalf of all the former and present elected and appointed officials and residents of Carroll Stream, that Section 1, Donna Halco should be recognized and commended for her innovation, dedication, and high quality of customer service to the Village of Carroll Stream. Her efforts and contributions are greatly appreciated. Section 2, Donna is wished the very best in her future years with the village. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage is approved by law. This passed and approved this 16th day of May 2022, and I will make that motion.
Second.
Moved by Trustee McCarthy, seconded by Trustee Fruzzoloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni. Aye. Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
The next is a proclamation designating May Building Safety Month, and Trustee Gieser has asked to read that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Whereas the Village of Carroll Stream recognizes that our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. And whereas our confidence is achieved through the dedication of building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas the International Code Council a U.S.-based organization that brings together local, state, and federal officials, works to create and implement the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, play. And whereas, safety for all, building codes in action, the theme for Building Safety Month 2022 encourages all Americans to raise awareness about the importance of safe and resilient construction, fire prevention, disaster mitigation, energy conservation, water safety, training the next generation, and new technologies in the construction industry. And whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Frank Severino Sr. and the Carroll Stream Village Board of Trustees do hereby proclaim May 2022 as Building Safety Month in Carroll Stream and encourage home and commercial property owners to recognize Building Safety Month, proclaimed this day, May 16th, 2022.
Thank you, Trustee Geiser. The next is a proclamation observing 2022 Motorcycle Awareness Month, and Trustee Zalick has asked to read that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Proclamation observing 2022 Motorcycle Awareness Month. Whereas the state of Illinois is proud to be a leader in motorcycle safety and education, as safety is the highest priority for the highways and streets of our village and state. And whereas motorcycles are a common and economical means of transportation that reduces fuel consumption and road wear and contributes in a significant way to the relief of traffic and parking congestion. And whereas it is especially meaningful that the citizens of our village be aware of motorcycles on the roadways and recognize the importance of motorcycle safety. And whereas the members of ABATE of Illinois, Inc., a brotherhood aimed toward education, continually promote motorcycle safety, education, and awareness in high school drivers' education programs and to the general public in our communities, presenting motorcycle awareness programs to over 120,000 participants in Illinois over the past 7 years. And whereas all motorists should join ABATE in actively promoting safe motorcycle operations during the month of May, all roadway users should unite in the safe sharing of our roadways within the village of Carroll Stream. Now, be it proclaimed that Mayor Frank Severino Sr. and the Carroll Stream Board of Trustees, DuPage County, Illinois, in recognition of 35 years of ABATE of Illinois, Inc., and in recognition of the continued role Illinois serves as a leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, in the exercise of its home rule powers, does hereby proclaim May Motorcycle Awareness Month in the village of Carroll Stream and urge all motorists to join in an effort to improve safety and awareness on our roadways. Proclaim this day, 16th of May.
Thank you, Trustee Zalick. Tia, do we have any,
We have received no electronic public comments.
we have one, Ellen Feltus. Podium, please. Is that the Feltus from Sunny Acres? That the same Feltus?
Yes, previously, yes.
Previously, correct, okay.
We moved to Tennessee for 3 years and
Oh,
now.
I knew that name. Thank you for all you have done for the village and for everybody for all those years. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank all of you for your service. And I appreciate being able to come before you tonight. I'm a new resident of Carroll Stream. Was very excited to get our home. And it has an existing fence that has probably been there for, I don't know, as old as the house is. It's a little run down, it's still usable, but my husband and I thought, we're gonna put up a new fence, we're gonna make this look really nice. And surely the village of Carroll Stream will appreciate at the corner of Vale and County Farm that there is going to be a brand new beautiful fence. So, of course, we called and you have to get a permit, no problem. trying to go through the permit process. The fence that is existing goes from the front of the house down to County Farm and then down. They said, oh, no, you can't do that. I was like, what do you mean? They said the fence now has to go to the back of the house. There is a shed that is on the side of the house that this fence now covers. And I said, well, that's crazy because there's a shed there. Now this shed is going to be, people are going to be looking at this driving down County Farm. And he said, well, you can't leave the shed there. Now you have to move the shed or take it down and get a permit to do that. I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, through talking, I was in a second time, spoke with another gentleman who was very nice. And he said, well, sometimes there's exceptions. Let's see what we can do. We'll try and work with you. Brought in the plans today, and I was told, no way, this is how it has to be. You have to move the building. And I was like, are they willing to compensate us in some way to move this shed? It's expensive. This fence has been there for years. So my concern is, I don't understand what the problem is with just keeping the fence where it is as an existing fence.
Have you always lived in that house, or did you just buy that house?
We just bought it a week ago. We moved in
Okay.
last Thursday.
I seem to think I remember reading something that I got on that. Was the type of fence you wanted to put up?
No, it's just that we're fine with the code that it has to be a shadow box fence.
Yeah.
No issues with that. 6 foot along County Farm, 5 foot the rest of the property. No issues with that. My issue is that now it has to move to the back of the house, and now this shed, which we would like to keep to put the lawnmower and such in, so that the garage can be used for our vehicles. But to move it, that's a big job.
I can imagine if it's been there a long time.
So, anyway, I asked today, I said, well, who do you talk to? Who do you go to? And I was told that I need to address you, that you make the rules.
What inspector told? And he's sitting there laughing. That's the boss.
Oh, so, I spoke with Steve, who's a supervisor today. Tom Knight was wonderful. He thought, hey, we can work with you. But then Steve said, no, we can't. We cannot.
See, we sit here and we really would like to just say, do what you want to do. But if you did what you wanted to do, everybody in town would do what they wanted to do.
And I
It would
understand
be mass
that.
confusion.
Right, and I get that. I totally understand it. If this was a safety issue or if this was a hazard, but this fence has been there forever, and I just wanted to beautify it. So now we were told, well, the only way it can stay is if you do nothing. So unfortunately, we're going to do nothing. And then that saddens me because, I want to take care of my home. I want to have a nice yard. I want everything to look nice. 40,000 people probably drive by there every single day. And
One of them. I drive by there 2 or 3 times a day.
And so it just saddens me that now we're just going to leave this rickety old fence there. The good news is I'm saving $11,000. I'm putting up a new fence, but I would really like to do it. But he said I had to come to you, that you make the rules, they have to follow your rules, and
That's the killer part. We make the rules, and then they enforce them, and then somebody comes in and says, you need to change the rule.
Well-
And then we have a problem. But there is a procedure to follow, but you have to go through community development to talk to them to find out if there's a possibility that we might be able to do a variance, but that would be up to them.
well, and I was told.
I kind of think that if you're taking a fence down and putting the fence right back up in the same place, it doesn't, and you're using the right material for the fence, there must, in the UDO, did we change those ordinances?
This requirement that's causing an issue was not changed with the UDO. The fence permit for the fence that's there today was issued in 1990, and the fence codes have changed between now and 1990, but this is not something that was changed as part of the UDO. So everything she said is accurate. As the staff, we would not be able to issue a permit for a fence that comes further forward on the lot than the back corner of the house on a corner lot. And the only way that could be varied would be with the approval of a variation by the village board.
Is that because it cuts the vision down when, okay, so
Visibility, streetscape, that kind of stuff. On a corner lot, you generally don't want fences coming all the way up to the,
we've had a lot of those come before us, and we have never, changed that I know of, unless, have we?
I'm not aware of
A
a,
corner lot. A corner lot's really a tough one because you got people that are turning and they have to have the vision to be able to see. When you run that fence, does that fence run the same exact way it is right now?
Yes.
So since 1990, they haven't been able to see since,
that's when the
32
permit,
years?
right, that's when the permit was issued.
Is it a 6-foot fence or is it a 4-foot fence?
6 feet along
On County
County Farm.
Farm is 6 foot,
It
the
is?
rest of it is 5 foot. Because you have to have 5, you can only have 6 feet going along County Farm. And then the rest of it is 5 feet. So, well then, here's my other question. So rather than putting up a fence, what if I had them, where that fence sits now, how about if it's my property and I plop big evergreens there? I would think the evergreens would be more of a hazard for people seeing. I mean, I live on the corner, I've been driving it every day now. I don't have any problem seeing either way. So I guess, would I have to have permission to put trees in then?
well,
No.
Well, the village, there are village code regulations that restrict what you can plant in the site visibility triangles. So a big evergreen tree right on the corner would not be allowed. If it created a site obstruction, it wouldn't be allowed to be there. The village, I think even we've had to address some trees at different locations, different intersections if it creates a visibility concern.
I know you're not gonna like that answer, but it is what it is, and to start changing the rules every time someone moves in to meet what they want rather
Right,
than.
I understand that if I was coming in here and just saying, hey, you know what, this is, but you know what, it's fine, but he just told me that you were the ones that I needed to come before, and so I'm just sad that,
We're glad you came in, but.
now
we
I'm just
really-
gonna, I'll just
I mean,
leave it
if
the
you
way
look
it
around at
is.
the community, I mean, we've really been, we follow the rules that we made or the rules that were here before, or when we redo the rules, we all have to live by them. Where I live in Carroll Stream, you can't even have a fence. You can't have a shed, you can't have a dog run. I'm in Carroll Stream. No dog runs, no fences, nothing, can't have them. That's the rules we made, because where we lived in Carroll Stream, before we moved to the other end, everybody had fences, dog runs, sheds, and everything. Their whole yard was taken up with everything. And that's why we moved, where we moved at the other end of town. So it's nice, it's more open and nice, so. I mean, rules are rules, and I hate rules, but yeah, we make them, and we all have to live by them, so.
No, and I understand, I get it, but he just said that this is where I needed to come.
Well, thank you for coming. And
Don,
wanna know-
could I ask a question, Don? So if she wanted to file a variance to bring to the village board, was she given that information how to do that versus just coming to a listening post and talking to us? Isn't there a proper procedure?
Absolutely, yeah, and certainly if you're interested in that information, I can provide you with the application forms and the handouts and.
Right,
sit
well,
down.
this is what I was told. I can pay $640 and apply for a variance. But these are the rules, and it will not be approved. So why would I spend $640? And you basically just told me now.
I mean, well.
It's
I mean-
not going to be
well, I mean, trustee Fruzzoloni must think that there's an opportunity maybe for you to do the paperwork, that would happen, because, and if it doesn't, you're out to $640.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes we have variances, but I don't think that we've ever had a variance on a fence on the corner.
Not in this type of a scenario, I don't believe we have.
We also recently had a resident come in and wanted to put a fence similar to this closer to the road, and he was told that he had to come in compliance, I believe, with the UDO. This was a fence that he wanted to put up, and it was a wood composite fence.
Right.
Yeah. And then also regarding trustee Fruzzoloni's question, I believe you were told that you should work through staff and not come to the board meeting. At least that's what my secretary told me.
Right, I did talk
Okay.
to a woman today,
Okay.
but she told me I was welcome to come.
You are.
Because that's the information I was given down there. But, and she did give me a couple of other names that you can call and talk to as well, but it just so happened when I went on the website and saw you had a meeting tonight, well, I'll come tonight.
You have nothing better to do, right?
Just saying, there is, if only 20% of it needs to be repaired, you can fix it, and then you can leave it just as it is. It has to be under a certain percentage of the whole thing each year.
Yeah, well, we talked about that, but do you want beautiful boards and then some bad boards and beautiful boards and bad boards? I mean, do you really want to,
I know.
that's an eyesore. But anyway, I just wanted to express my concerns.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Wait a second, we have a public hearing, don't we?
We do. Continue to last meeting.
Okay, so public hearing is continued public hearing on 4 North 210 Old Gary Avenue. This public hearing continued from May 2nd, 2022. Village Board meeting is noticed to receive comments from public regarding the proposed annexation agreement for the property at 4 North 210 Old Gary Avenue owned by Layuna, Chicagoland Laborers District Council Fund. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
It's already open, right?
Is open?
You need to reopen it.
You have to reopen it?
Yep.
Okay, well, is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Geezer, seconded by trustee McCarthy. Clerk, call a roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there anyone here that would like to make comments on the public hearing on that? There being none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved?
Second.
Moved by trustee Fruzzoloni, seconded by trustee Zalick. Clerk, call a roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Garvey. Clerk, call a roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Geezer.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
Certainly. Board and Commission reports. Plan Commission Zoning Board of Appeals. 21-0026 Layuna, 4N 210 Old Gary Avenue. Rezoning to I Industrial District upon annexation. Recommended approval 4-0. Special use permit for Union Hall and Training Facility, front yard building setback variation. Recommended approval subject to conditions 4-0.
Yes.
Yes.
Staff reports and recommendations. Approval of the purchase of rock salt from Morton Salt Company, Inc. in accordance with terms and conditions as established under DuPage County Bid Number 22-044-DOT at a cost not to exceed $197,288 pursuant to the provisions of Sections 5-8-3B and 5-8-14L of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Yes.
Approval of the Urban Forest Management Plan, which is intended to guide decision-making regarding management of trees on public property over the next 10 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Say, I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I love this document. It was
Yeah.
really, yeah.
Duly noted. Ordinances. Ordinance amending the Village of Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances, Chapter 12, Public Ways and Properties, to replace Article 3, Section 16 with a new Section 16, Tree Preservation.
Mr. Mayor, there is one, there was a Scrivener's error in this document, so Ms. Messina will let you know what the correction needs to be, and then you can go ahead and continue to pass it on the consent agenda should you choose to, but I wanted to point that out.
Okay.
In Section C, Authority and Power, Item 4, subsection B, it should read, "Contractors working on behalf of the village must maintain and hold the village harmless as detailed in the Village Loss Control Manual." The version submitted to you did not include the name of the manual that is cited.
Yes.
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 Yep.
Okay, that is ordinance number 2022-05-24. Ordinance approving an annexation agreement for the property at 4N 210 Old Gary Avenue owned by Layuna Chicagoland Laborers District Council Fund proposed to be used for laborers training programs.
Yes.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2022-05-25. Ordinance annexing the property at 4N 210 Old Gary Avenue owned by Layuna Chicagoland Laborers District Council Fund in accordance with the annexation agreement for the property.
Yes.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2022-05-26. Ordinance approving a zoning map amendment to zone property to the I Industrial District at 4N 210 Old Gary Avenue.
Yes.
Yes.
That is ordinance number 2022-05-27. Ordinance approving a special use permit for a union hall and training facility and a variation for front yard building setback for the property at 4N 210 Old Gary Avenue.
Yes.
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 That is ordinance number 2022-05-28. Resolutions. Resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code, Morton Road Reconstruction, Section 22-00067-00-WR. This project is funded through the Rebuild Illinois Bond Fund and therefore needs to be approved by the Illinois Department of Transportation prior to bidding and award of contract in the amount of $580,800.
Yes.
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 That is resolution number 3249. Resolution for maintenance of streets and highways by municipality under the Illinois Highway Code, 2022 Crackville Project, Section 23-0000000-GM. This project is funded with motor fuel tax dollars and therefore needs to be approved by the Illinois Department of Transportation prior to bidding and award of contract with a cost estimate of $75,000.
Yes.
Yes.
That is resolution number 3250. New business, reappointment of Gabriel Murcia to the Board of Fire and Police Commission.
Yes.
Yes.
Payment of bills, regular bills, May 3rd, 2022 through May 16th, 2022.
Yes.
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 Addendum warrants, May 3rd, 2022 through May 16th, 2022.
Yes.
Yes.
Treasurer's report, revenue, expenditure statements, and balance sheet for the month ended April 30th, 2022.
Received.
Received.
And that concludes the items on the consent agenda, Mayor.
Is there a motion to put those items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Fruzzolini. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garby.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesser.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzzoloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve those items by omnibus vote?
So moved?
Second.
Moved by trustee Geezer, seconded by trustee Zalick. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garby.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Giesser. Trustee Fruzzoloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Report of officers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Sure.
I would like to congratulate and thank Donna for her 25 years of service. That is a lot of dedication. That's how long I worked for my longest employer, so I know what goes into that. I would like to congratulate all of the graduates for this spring, especially those at Glenbard North, and including my favorite graduate, my daughter Emily. And I would like to wish my daughter Tyler a happy belated birthday. She had to share her birthday with prom day with her sisters, so didn't get all the attention. And happy spring.
Thank you, Trustee Berger. Trustee Garvey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Welcome back,
Thank you.
by the way. I also want to congratulate Ms. Donna Hawko and the officers Babor and Petrogallo for their services. I look forward to the Memorial Day service coming up in a couple of weeks at the Veterans Memorial Plaza in the town center. And I want to congratulate and commend the staff on the preparation of that urban forest management plan. I think it was really well done. It was superior work. I particularly like the ideas propagated in it, particularly the village propagation nursery. I like that idea. The contract growing program, and I hope the nursery, if we pursue that, would be in Carroll Stream. And the private property tree planting programs, I really like those ideas. The entire thing was really well done, so I just want to commend, well, I actually learned stuff from reading this thing. The proper way to mulch a tree, the proper way to prune it, I mean, really well done. And it was, again, it was one of those documents that I find them very difficult to write, where you want to produce the material in the order that the person reading it wants to read it. Like the questions that appear in their minds, there comes the answer. And I know how hard it is to write those things because I do that. So very well done. So I want to commend the authors of it, Jason Pauling, Michelle Lopez, Patrick Tunney, Phil Modaf, and Tia Messino. Really well done. I appreciate it. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Trustee Garvey. Trustee Zalick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Working past, for 26 years at the village, I've had contact and spoke with Donna a gazillion times. She's always smiling and happy, and so I know she's also looking forward to retirement, but while we have her on the books, thank you for your years of service, and hopefully you don't retire just yet. I want to recognize National Police Week. Dear to my heart. It was established by a resolution in Congress in 1962, and this year it runs from May 15th through May 21st, with May 15th being the actual National Police Officers Memorial Day. And it pays special recognition to those who have died in the line of duty, protecting and serving others. So, Chief, thank you. And to our wonderful department, award-winning, thank you for your service, all of you, every single one of you. I know, Officer, I spoke of Officer Baber last meeting, and I did not know that Officer Petrogallo also retired for 29 years of service. So I worked alongside Tony many, many years. So we're going to miss him. He was a very, very good officer. So, and finally, crosswalks. I've seen a bunch of close calls with our bike paths along Fair Oaks. Please, 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 stop at the stop line. I understand there are some vision problems where you have to go a little further, maybe into the crosswalk to get a good line of sight, but please, please, stop at the crosswalk, or stop at the stop line, and then look both ways and then inch into the crosswalk so you can pull onto the roadway, because I was on a walk today and almost got killed. But, so please stop at the stop line before entering the crosswalk to make sure it's safe to do so. And then finally, let's keep our police and military in our prayers and thoughts. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Zalick. Trustee Gieser.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Just a few things today. I also would like to congratulate Donna for 25 years of work in the engineering department. I'm looking forward to one of her pet projects coming up, the Pond and Shore Streamline cleanup next weekend. I'm sure Julia our clerk will be talking about that, so congratulations on that. I'd also like to congratulate all the graduates high school, college, middle school that are going to be coming up. I'd like to congratulate, I know Trustee Fusoloni will have something to say about her son, but congratulations to Daniel, and congratulations on all your driving over the last few weeks, and to my niece, Donna Geezer, who graduated from the U of I over the weekend, so congratulations to her. If you're looking for something to do on Wednesday, there is a Independence Day Parade fundraiser at Culver's all day. Dine-in, drive-through, take-out. Would love to see you there. It's just the Culvers on Schmale Road. Steve and Amy are always terrific, partnering with the community and partnering with the parade committee. So please, stop on by if you have a chance. And the parade committee got some good news this week. We got news from the Great Lakes Naval Band. They are scheduled, or they're planning on participating in our parade this year. So that's a very exciting thing for us. They don't always choose us, and one of the reasons they said they could join us is because we moved the parade to Saturday. So, so that's terrific that they're going to be able to join us. And speaking of events, and since that's an event, looking forward to Geek Fest coming up. Tia, anything you want to mention about that? That's on the 21st.
Yes, we are quite excited to have Geek Fest scheduled for this Saturday at Town Center. I suggest have a fun morning working the pond and stream sweep, and then take a break over with us. Do keep an eye on our social media just in case there's bad weather. If we do have to cancel the event, we will post it there. But I'm quite hopeful that we're going to get to have just a fun time with inflatables and some amazing vendors supporting some local businesses, and lots of games and prizes.
Looking forward to it, looking forward to it. And over the past couple of weeks, I've had a chance to speak to some youth groups, and something I've done every year, probably for the last 7 years. Miss Rosignolo, a second-grade teacher at Evergreen School, has invited me into the school to talk to her kids. The kids send me a letter, and they write a letter and tell me about an idea that they have to improve the community. And then they write me a letter, and then they draw me a picture. So I just like to share a few of these. And this one says, I am in second grade at Evergreen. I think we should create a recycling event. It'll help our community stay clean. And this person drew a picture of the earth.
Nice.
So I like that idea. Recycling events are great. Let's see, I'm a second grader. My teacher is Miss Rosignolo, and I was wondering if we could have more bike trails. The reason is so that the community would ride their bikes more, Mr. Geezer. Thank you for reading my letter. And then did a picture of, I guess that's Mason on his bike.
With extra trees.
Oh, with extra trees, exactly.
Here. Code though, where the trees are.
Yes, yeah, and they are the
Exactly.
correct, they are the correct species.
My name is, well, I won't say their names. I am in second grade. I think our community, this is one I thought was terrific, and I spent some extra time with the class to talk about this. I think our community needs swings at the Evergreen playground. So they did that, but I stressed to them how they need to go to the people that can make stuff like that happen and encourage them, if they really wanted that, to talk to their principals. And I guess the teacher had already tried to encourage some of the students to create a petition to see if swings could, of course, we all know why swings are probably not at the school because of liability, but I think it's a good lesson in citizenship for the young children. Another one, and I'm not going to read all 21 of them, but I think you should make a community garden that people can take food from, and maybe people can look to and plant something of their choice. And they did a beautiful garden. And I think this is one for community development.
Napping on fences.
I think we should be stricter on fence codes. No, I think, I approve of the new UDO. No, I think we should add a mall to our community because we could shop a lot and we could have a lot of fun. And we also could be with family and friends, and I'm in second grade with Miss Rosignolo, and my name is blank, and I thank you so much. And that's what her
I
mall
approve
would
of this
look like.
message.
Yeah. Shop Carol Stream.
So there's a plan right there, so I explained to them about, you know,
Give my business card?
how
Yes.
much, tried to ask them about how much shopping they actually do at stores as compared to online. And doesn't sound like she actually does go to malls too much. So. But this is just something we have some deep thinkers, and these are always very sweet to talk to the kids in Miss Rosignola's class. So thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that, and thank you for reading those. to us.
Yeah,
That
there-
is our future of this town, what you've done there. Hopefully, you'll keep them excited, and maybe someday one of them will be sick.
Maybe, well, and now for the length I've been doing it, some of these kids are now in middle school, so maybe they're starting to think of careers, and they're like, well, Don Bastian won't let me do this, maybe I should take his job.
Thank you, Trustee
Thank you,
Gazer.
thank you.
Trustee Frizzaloni.
Don, I don't have anything in my report about community development, so I want to congratulate Donna on 25 years. I'm going to pretend that I did not hear Trustee Zalick's use of the R word. I will instead focus on Section 2 of the resolution, where we wish her the very best of her continued years with the Village of Carol Stream. So I'm going to look forward to that. Oh my gosh, what is it with you and the S word?
Knew that was coming.
Congratulations to Kevin Baber and to Tony Petrogala, two great police officers. Kevin actually was the officer that I did my ride-along with 13 or 14 years ago when I did the Citizens Police Academy. And apparently that might have been the last time that he wrote a speeding ticket, but we did write a speeding ticket on North Avenue. And I had to remind him that it was the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and there literally was nothing else going on in town. So we found a lady who was doing, I think, 54 on North Avenue. She got a ticket. So congratulations to Kevin. He bought me coffee that day, so we shopped Carol Stream, so it was fantastic. And because of what I learned with the police department, I decided to be a police volunteer. So congratulations to them on their retirements, and the best of luck to them and their families. As Trustee Geezer and Trustee Berger has mentioned, congratulations to our graduates. First, as a very proud mom, I want to congratulate my son, Daniel. Daniel graduated on Saturday from Bradley University with a double major in history, social studies, and secondary education. So I officially get to congratulate Mr. Frizzaloni on becoming a high school history teacher. It is definitely not going to be the easiest of professions. I think we've all learned from the last couple of years, but he has been very fortunate that the schools that he student taught at embraced him, and it's been actually really cool to see his students that he taught this last semester reaching out to him to congratulate him on teaching and begging him to move back to Peoria. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's been very, very bittersweet. Actually, at the Bradley graduation on Saturday, there was, I believe, 5 Glenbard North graduates that graduated also the same day, or will be graduating. One, I believe, is studying abroad her last semester, so she will be graduating when she gets back. So that was really nice to see that group go from high school through college together. I can't believe I'm even saying these words. Congratulations to my youngest son, Dominic, who will be graduating from Glenbard North High School in a couple of weeks. It has definitely been a whirlwind in the Frizzaloni household, because then sandwiched right in between the graduations, I have a nephew graduating this weekend from Marquette University, which is why I will not be at Geek Fest, because we have to move one out of Peoria and race over to Milwaukee. Prom was this past weekend, so Saturday we went to graduation and then got in the car and drove back for GBN's prom. So it was a very, very busy day in the Frizzaloni household. So I just want to say congratulations to all of the graduates. It's been so cool to see all of the kids like Donna that Daniel went to school with, and what they did in college and what they're graduating, and the impact that they're going to make in this community and hopefully in this world. Last, I do want to acknowledge the urban forest management plan. I love reading the reports and plans when you guys put those together. It's cool that everyone else up here thought the same thing, because I'm kind of geeky that way. But I just want to say that after your presentation, Phil, I was able to go to work the next day, and somebody was talking about planting trees. And we got into a whole discussion about what is the best way to water new trees. And I got to talk about not only the tree gators, but the tree diapers. And my coworker actually is a brand-new dad. His daughter was born last week, and he was going to go out and investigate the water diapers, because as we were talking about it, he's like, what a great idea. He goes, because those gator things like decompose and, whatever, and then they get really bad, and, I really want my trees, because he was buying a bunch of them for his yard. So I'm like, just trust me on this. Go with this type of tree, not this type of tree. Look at, spacing and everything. So again, thank you for useful information. Very well done. And I also want to just lastly say thank you to our staff. Saturday, we are kicking off our first event of the summer. We have so much that is going to be happening at Town Center. It is very, very exciting, and it is definitely a group effort. So Tia and the rest of the staff that are on the Geek Fest Planning Committee, thank you so much for all the ideas, just how everyone is working together on it. I personally know from firsthand experience what it takes to run an event from beginning to end, and the key is to have the partnership with your colleagues and your coworkers, and to bring every idea to the table and to make them work. So I really hope that Mother Nature is kind to you, and that it is a very, very successful event that we will have for many years to come. And thank you for kicking off the summer for us. With that, I will end my report. There is no more S in the forecast, only hot and sunny.
Thank you, Trustee Frizzoloni. What are you going to do with all your spare time when all these kids get graduated?
Well, one still has to find a job.
Oh, there you go.
So we don't have, I said to Rob, we'll have a little chunk of time in June, and then July and August are going to be here before we know it, and then Dom's going to college. We got a lot to do.
You've been a model family with you and your family. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful family.
Thank you.
Trustee McCarthy.
Well, first off, I'll agree with everything everybody said instead of re-repeating it, except for a couple things. Donna has been absolutely awesome since day one I was on the board. She's involved, and like Trustee Zalick said, she's almost always happy. And she's always willing to jump in and help if somebody needs help. So congratulations on 25, and I hope we have a number of years left. We need you here. Trustee Zalick talked about Police Week. Police have just, for the past number of years, have just been through the ringer backwards, forwards, and upside down. There's a real simple way to at least show a little support. Put the blue lights on the house. Light up Carroll Stream in blue for the next week. It's that simple. It's just an easy way to say thank you. You get a chance and you see one of our officers, you can also go up to him and say thank you. So they do a wonderful job, and as everybody's heard time and again, we're extremely proud of our police department for good reason. It's a deserved being proud. They all work hard, they work together, and they keep us safe. So thank you to our officers. And that's the end of my report.
That's it?
Yep.
You're not going to talk about all the cooking you've been doing? That's okay. Thank you. Trustee McCarthy. Tia, do you have anything you want to cover?
Just that I'm quite excited for Geek Fest on the 21st, and we are continuing to work with some restaurants with the Carroll Stream Chamber for the Taste of Carroll Stream on June 11th, also at Town Center. So we think it's going to be just a lovely summer full of a bunch of different, unique events.
Well, we asked you to be creative, and you really became creative with a lot of new things. So Trustee Frizzoloni said how many things we got. We had a lot of things going on besides our own things going on there. So that's really good. Thank you. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Mark?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Happy birthday. Welcome back. We missed you. And just as everyone's saying, thank you, Tia, for all the work you're doing, for the concert series, Geek Fest, Taste of Carol Stream. I don't know how you keep track of it all. It's a lot of work, so thank you. And also, I too wanted to congratulate Donna Hocko on her 25-year anniversary. Thank you so much for your service, Donna. And in honor of National Police Week, I too would like to recognize our world-class police department. I feel like we set the bar really high. We set a standard for other municipalities, just in terms of not only the great work we do, but the partnership that we have with our community. I mean, our officers really make an effort to be with the residents, to let them know we're all on the same side. So thank you to Chief Homer for his leadership and for our police department setting the standard for others. I'm in awe of the courage it takes to be a police officer. I can't imagine risking my life every day for others, so I really appreciate everything that our officers do for us. Reminder that early voting starts this Thursday, the 19th. If anybody knows any eligible people who are eligible to vote but they're not registered, send them my way. I'm happy to register them. I am a registrar of voters. I can help them with online registration. I can also register someone in person. So if you guys know anybody in Illinois, 18 and older resident, I can help with that. And again, early voting starts this Thursday for the primary election, which will be on June 28th, will be the actual election day. And I think as Trustee Gieser alluded to and Tia, we're participating in the Pond and Stream Sweep this Saturday. We have a team called the Village Idiots, and Trustee Gieser, Trustee Berger, our friends the Anselmos, the Pronies, we're all on the same team. We'll be meeting up at 9 a.m. at Town Center North, I believe is the area where we're going to be doing the cleaning. I'm going to bring the supplies, so anyone who wants to join us, we have a nice group. It'll be fun. We'll be cleaning up our community and making it more beautiful. So join us if you can. And I'm sorry we can't make the Geek Fest. We have my stepdaughter's graduation party this afternoon, but we'll be there in the morning. So, and also I wanted to ask about the Memorial Day event. Village Manager Meller, was that part of the weekly? Is it coming up on the 30th?
On April 30th at 11 a.m.
Okay, in the
Veterans
Memorial
Memorial.
Plaza. Okay.
Yep.
So I wanted to encourage everyone to join us for that. And then last but not least, don't forget to shop, dine, and support your small family businesses in Carroll Stream.
While you're on a roll, congratulations. Somebody told me that there's a possibility that you're going to be the chief clerk for.
Oh,
She is.
thank you.
like
I was
to
elected
tell
to be
us
the
a little bit
vice
about that?
president.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, municipal clerks of DuPage County. I'm excited, yeah. So it's a one-year term. I can be reelected next year, but I'll be sworn in at our June 1st meeting, so I'm excited to work with the board and to, give a little more recognition to Carroll Stream and represent. So I'm excited. Thank you.
Your husband is very
Congratulations.
proud of you, and so are we, and so
Thank
am
you.
I.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
I have a question. For your pond sweep, I don't know if I want to be, a village idiot or whatever it was.
I didn't come up with the name.
All right.
Pretty sure you
Maybe I'll
already
just
are.
be, associated, not in that team, but are you going to have, I believe there are waivers that need to be signed. Are you going to have blank waivers that we can fill out on
Yes,
scene?
they're online right now. If you want, I can email you one.
Okay, that'd be
If you want
great.
to join us. Yes, and I don't know if they'll have some paper copies there. I can print off a copy, but yes, I'm picking up the supplies this week, so I'll make sure I get supplies for, I think we're up to 9 people.
Or maybe I'll just stop in and say hi to Donna anyway, so.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Trustee Zalik.
Mr. Rhodes, our village attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just two things. First, my congratulations to Donna Hocko, and then secondly, we have a change order issue to discuss with you, but I'll defer to Manager Meller to talk about that, and then I'll chime in when necessary.
That's it?
That's it.
Mr. Miller?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We do have some road work going on in the village, in case you are not aware. Our flexible pavement project contractor has been placing asphalt on Village Drive, Commerce Drive, and Kehoe Boulevard. So if you happen to be traveling in a construction zone, please observe the speed limits there. This week, the contractor plans to continue with asphalt placement and begin removing and replacing curb and sidewalk in the Western Trail subdivision. Regarding the asphalt replacement, we did run into an issue on St. Paul Boulevard. The contractor, Aero Construction, when he was excavating the asphalt, discovered that the base layer was in very poor condition. So staff is requesting a preliminary emergency change order. The road has been excavated already, so if we wait till the next board meeting, which is on June 6th, that means the road is open all that time. If we get rain, it'll further worsen the road conditions. So the change order is approximately 10%. Unfortunately, there's a lot of it, so it's approximately $300,000, but we still need to work out the particulars with the contractors. So if the board would give staff the preliminary approval for that, and then we'll come back to you at the next board meeting.
I'm good with it.
Yep.
So
It's about $300,000. It's about 10%.
Completely redoing the road now.
Yeah.
Went from just a base layer to
Replacing the,
overlay to a whole thing.
yeah,
In the long run, that's a better idea.
yeah.
there are provisions within the municipal code for the purchasing agent, which is Bob, to go ahead and sign an emergency change order, but because of the dollar amount, I think it's important to bring it before you. And also, it's very important because there are provisions of the change order statute that require three findings. One, that the change order was not foreseeable at the time that the original bid was entered into, which obviously this is a situation. Two, that the change order is germane to the original contract, and we think obviously that is correct because we need the entire road done. And then third, that the change order is in the best interests of the village. And as Bob explained, we have a situation now where that road would be open and potentially could create a hazard, and also if we get rain, could further deteriorate and cost the village more money. So I think we've met all of those standards. I think that's important to note, and we can get ultimately a firm number on what the change order would be from the contractor, and then proceed. And then we would bring the actual change order to you at the next meeting to confirm that change order. Okay.
Yes.
Bill, do you know how many feet we're talking about? Lineal feet? Is it all St. Paul Boulevard?
Pretty much the eastern part of St. Paul is about 45% of the road. It's a good part, almost half the eastern part of the road.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Cleveland, when was the last time that road was done? Is that one of them that we might have missed, or is that, it just happens that deteriorated that way?
It was overlaid about 15 years ago.
Oh,
But it was constructed probably in the mid-'80s, and it's just some bad soils underneath the roadway that was constructed.
Bill, that didn't have anything to do with the truck parking, because I know as the police, we would go there and there were a lot of trucks parking along St. Paul. That's not due to truck parking or anything like that.
It does have about 90% semi-traffic on it, so there's a lot of
Right.
traffic. And when that layer of asphalt was removed is when the base failed, just because of the heavy truck traffic.
Okay.
thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the board and the staff. I've been gone. I don't think anybody missed me, to be honest with you. I come back and it's like nothing changed. Everything is wonderful. So I want to personally thank all the board and staff for a job well done. I never was out of touch. We spent a lot of time on the phone, probably Trustee McCarthy and I more than anybody because of him sitting here when I'm gone. A lot of time with Bob, and anybody that needed me know where to get me, but I want to thank you for keeping the village the way it is. I was really glad to get back. We got back Monday last week, and it was a pleasure to come back. That's all I could say. So, thank you. It's good to be back. Donna Harkle, I can't say enough about Donna. I love Donna. Donna's an employee that everybody would like to have and want to make sure that she always stays here. I mean, really, like somebody said, don't mention the R word. I agree with you, Mary. So Donna's just a wonderful, one of them special people that whenever I walk through that department, she's always in a good mood and makes everything better. And that's a good thing. Those are hard employees to come by. Phil, I can't even imagine how you put this together. This is such a phenomenal piece. I couldn't put it down when I started reading that. Thank you. And I could see everybody else feels the same way. We spent millions on trees, and we've done a lot that a lot of our neighbors haven't done. Our community development, public works, and everybody have seen what we needed to do when the trees were really bad. With the emerald ash borer, we took down thousands of trees and planted thousands. And thank you for putting this together, you and your staff. Wonderful job. Police Week, I can't say enough about our police department. I have other mayors all the time call me up and ask me, how do you do this, how do you do that? Why do they do this, why do they do that? Social services and the police department work together. It's just a team, we're a team. And even when the team leader isn't there, the team gets the job done. And that really makes me feel good. Some of us had to take some time off, and everybody filled right in, and that's what we're about. And that's what we'll always be about, is being a team. And that's wonderful to sit up here and know that I got people around me that I have to be able to get everything done for the village of Carroll Stream. So we're going into, and all the people that wish me happy birthday. You know, you get to an age where you don't want to be wished happy birthday anymore. And I cannot eat another piece of cake. Yesterday was my birthday, and I had a birthday party yesterday and 2 today.
That's a lot of candles.
Can't eat any more cake. I mean, I'm caked out, so. We're going into closed session, Mr. Rhodes?
That's correct, Mr. Mayor. We're going into closed session to discuss Section 2C2 of the Open Meetings Act, collective negotiating matters. There will not be any action taken after executive session, so the motion would be to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing collective negotiating matters and then to adjourn directly from executive session.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Fruzaloni. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Garvey.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Gieser.
Aye.
Trustee Fruzaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
I didn't mean it to